All right, man. What's some great introductory music right there, babe? Did you like the music?
I love it. So pumping.
We had a whole flavor going on today. We had, multicultural, multiracial, I mean, everything when it comes to us and our family. And we just wanted to do something for the first time ever. Now, I've been married to this beautiful lady for 8+ years. We have a beautiful 5.5-year-old son, and she's watched me travel all around the world. She's watched me speak all around the world. Her and my son have seen me do multiple events. He's grew up in that life of me talking, teaching, training, doing everything in my power to inspire people. And people have asked over and over and over to be able to, hear if Lina and I would do something together. And I got to tell y'all, she's been busy being a mother. She's been busy being a wife. And I just think, based on what she said to me this morning, for all of you that are couples, you're laying there in the bed in the morning and you're hanging out and you're just chit chatting. And we're talking about what's going to be going on with our day to day. And we just released my new book, 365 Quotes to Make You Better. And I was like, well, what do you really feel about the book? And so, baby, I'm going to give it to you because what you said to me this morning while we were laying in bed really hit me in my heart. I'm like, well, other people probably need to hear that. So over to you, Lina.
Well, first of all, I just want to say hi to everybody that is watching us here in this live. And I want to tell you, baby, that I'm so proud of you. You have not only inspired other people, you have inspired me. And since the first moment I met you, with everything you teach, with everything you coach, you just show from your heart and help other people to really see themselves inside. So, uh, since I was baby, my dad is a business owner, so I had that in my blood. And just being an entrepreneur and being able to see all this from the back, being able to support my husband. So it was just not being a mom, just being a wife, but also being an entrepreneur and helping with business and making my dreams come true. It's just been a very emotional thing, but I think it's good for people to know because I know there's a lot of couples there and there's a lot of women out there that they just need to, that push that know that there's other women out there that they are going through the same thing. So when we was laying in the bed this morning and you was talking about the book, what I told to you is that I help edit this book and just reading and making sure everything was beautiful and everything was perfect done. I'm a little bit green on that, but it just uh, going through all those quotes, it just inspired me. And I was thinking, I'm like, why? Like all these quotes came from you, but I have never been in one place where you can go and find them. It's been through your Facebook, through what you say, things that we save on the side, quotes that came from your heart with your energy. That I think that's the most important thing and the most powerful is that energy that you put into everything. So when I was going through every of those quotes, my heart was racing and I was just thinking, it's not hard for people to understand or think that this year is being hard and crazy for everybody. And we all have to be very strong to go through this year. And I think that going through that book, I'm like, why we hadn't done this before? Like it was so amazing to see things that that is the things that have been helping us to go through these difficult times. So as a couple, And a lot of couples out there understand that when there's hard times coming, that's when your relation go for the hard time. Well, I want to tell you that we have been this past year on one of the strongest challenges in our life, but you know what? It makes us stronger. It makes us happier. It makes us fulfill dreams, find other stuff that we needed for our life to complete our souls, to find ourselves. And I think this book is giving us that. When I got to the end and all the quotes was perfect. I hope there's not mistakes, spellings, because I was really careful looking at all that. But I realized how much this book can help people, and especially women, because we are out there and sometimes we have not been understand. It's hard for men to understand us. Uh, Somebody showed me in a piece of paper how the brain of a man, how the brain of a woman operates, and they're completely different. And sometimes we find ourselves in our own world, sometimes in our own closet, just thinking what is going on with us. So I think that book is amazing, and that's why I was telling you this morning that I think it's powerful.
Well, just I was just sitting there and listening to this, and I'm going, that's what all I really want to do is I just want to give back. I want to help other people. I want to empower other people, and to hear my wife share that with me just hit me in the heart, because, as a couple, you're with each other day in and day out. I mean, Lina and I literally are around each other like 24 hours. And as I was talking about, this book, 365 Quotes to Make You Better, and the things that we've already attached to this book. Like, I've got a seminar coming up on December the 12th, 2020 this year, which I think is critical especially because of all the things that people have been through in 2020, how to prepare for 2021. The training is going to be called Confidence. And this, I want you to catch this key word, base camp. Confidence base camp. So the mountain of confidence that everybody wants to climb is kind of like Mount Everest. Most people are born and they die, and they never really have the confidence. And what my wife started saying to me this morning, she was like, we gotta promote the heck out of this book. We got to get people to that event. That's a $395 event that we're going to give people for free as long as they buy the book. And that strictly came from you. I was going to be charging $395. That's the minimum that people should get for this. What inspired you to want to do it this way? And my wife sold me on this. So I'm going to turn it over to her to talk about that.
Well, I think that sometimes we need to be able to see something to understand what the person is coming from. And what is in that book is so impacting and is so inspirational that it's just words and quotes that came out of your soul, out of your heart with all your energy. Imagine what it can do for people if they hear you, if they are able to get that energy, if they are able to just use 4 hours to build themselves. It just for I think for men and women, it has to be something that we all need to come to a conclusion that we all need, in order to be in peace with ourselves, we need to learn from ourselves and find ourselves in us, in who we are, what we're really doing, why we're doing what we're doing, and which ones are our dreams. Like sometimes we get so caught up in the daily life in as a mom, I wake up, I'm homeschooling, making breakfast, and you have to clean the house, you have to do laundry, your husband, you have to attend your husband too, and then there's some business that you're helping him with. So it's so many things that you get caught up in what you're doing in your work and driving and just doing the daily stuff that all of us do, but we never really stop and think about what about ourselves. And I know as a woman, we are very emotional, especially in that week that every month we have to go through, and I think these words are so powerful because you attract what you think. And if you wake up and you start thinking what you don't like, if you start thinking your day on, again, I have to do all this routine that I have been doing for I don't know how many years or how many days, and I want to do this, I want to do that, but you're complaining about things even in your thoughts,
Wow.
that's what you're attracting. So if
Mm.
you wake up and you're able to put a great content in your brain, you will shift those thoughts. And I think if people can see that just in those 4 hours, they're gonna understand how powerful it is for them, realize who they are, what they're thinking, how they're thinking. So I think that's why I got
I think,
inspired
hey,
to do this.
you going see. That's why you guys got to get on when we do these lives because I get inspiration. My wife is inspiring me right now, and I've got about 5 other books that are slated to be released over this next 6 months to half a year. There'll be at least 5, if not more. But the next one deals with relationships. Now, here's what I want everybody to do because that's why I think I'm inspired. And what I'm going to do, if you share this post here, because I just want to help as many people as possible. If all of y'all hit the share button on your Facebook or wherever you're at, if you hit share, what we're going to do is we're going to do a drawing, and I'm going to personally sign 5 copies. So we're going to draw 5 people. So if you comment, just place some kind of some kind of comment if this is helping you. So if this information that Lina and I are talking about right now, just because you're hearing this from a couple, so we're talking through relationship stuff, even while we're talking about some of the projects we're doing. The bonus about this live is we're talking about relationships. And I got a book that's coming out that I believe is going to be one of the greatest books ever on relationships because I've been through the worst of the worst and now I've got the best of the best. And my wife and I both have previous relationships that was not someone or some people that we wanted to be with. But how did we get to find each other? How many of y'all think that will be important for Lina and I, who we know we are soulmates? How many of you think that it would be important for us to give all the tips that we could share with you on how to find your soulmate or how to help the person that you're with now to actually be your soulmate? Most people don't know that's available. So, Lina, how do you feel about that?
It is, and I think part of those thoughts, and you know, people might think, oh, well, they are like a perfect couple. We're not. We're growing. We are learning from each other. We are from 2 different cultures. We don't even speak the same language. And you know, in the beginning, I was not able to talk this well. So I think you get into what you call, you know, that routine, and then those thoughts starting again. And I think this past 2 years, it just being able to managing those thoughts, you can attract that husband that you want. If your husband, because sometimes what we do, and it's not only women, sometimes we create stuff in our brain and we don't even communicate. So the importance of communicating with the other person is so important, because sometimes you create stuff in your mind, but the thing is that men and women, we think totally different. So here you are thinking something, and then he is thinking everything is perfect, or opposite, you know, or opposite. So
Yeah.
if you have the right thoughts, you can bring that man of your dreams. You can have that man telling you every day how appreciative he is for cooking your meal, because even though it's something that as a wife, you know, you take care of your family, you take care of your house. So just little details that are important for us as a women, and maybe, you know, something that the routine, it's not their culture, it's not what they're used to, but you can attract anything you want with your thoughts. And I think that's what this book is all about. You having a thought every morning. You can wake up and open the book. No matter where you open this book, there are 365 quotes that it will put your brain in the right mindset to start the day. And if you start the right way, you can go through the day going through challenges. You can go through your regular life. Like my husband always says, life is living. So it's not going to be perfect. We cannot be in this bubble or in this pink world where
Yeah.
everything is perfect. So I think it's so important that you're able to start your day the right way. And I think this book, these quotes can give you that spark to start your day and have and be able to attract everything that you want, including that man that you want or that partner or anything.
You know, we had to, and this is something us growing together, y'all got to understand. And me even doing this Facebook Live just out of inspiration is inspiring me more. And now I'm seeing the comments come in. You know, how many of y'all think it would be important if we started doing some relationship coaching and going through it? Because I'm telling y'all, I knew that Lina was my soulmate. You know, when we got down and we had a conversation, our first deep conversation, this was hilarious. Our first deep conversation, I was really talking deep, and then I just started staring at Lina, and I said something to her out of my heart. Can you share with them what I said to you, Lina, the first deep conversation that first night?
That I was gonna be the mother of his child.
I told her, I said, "You're the mother of my children." It just came out of me, and I was like, and she goes, and see, I knew it.
Yes.
And now he's here. I just knew it in my spirit. Y'all got to understand. Lena, you've inspired me that when I do the December 12th training, I'm going to do a bonus section on soulmates, finding your soulmate, attracting your soulmate, how to grow your relationship into soulmates. I mean, most people don't know that that's available. And you and I,
No, and
you and I, we know we were each other's soulmates, but we've been around so many people because of all the training I do globally. We end up we've helped quote kind of counsel people, and we've helped people go into and grow into soulmates. What do you think, Lena, about what I'm saying?
I just think that it's so important in life because nobody teach you how to be in a relationship. Who do you pick as a relation for your relationship? And sometimes you have bad examples. You sometimes you get great examples. I think I have one of the greatest examples as a uh, couple. My mom and my dad, they've been together for more than 35 years, and I only have them, let's say, met to each other one time in my whole life, and that was perfect. Just seeing that, never disrespectful, always loving couple. So you will think that with that example, I will my first relationship will be the best thing because that's what I was teach through seeing it. But nobody talk to you, nobody tell you that if you act this way, well, the other person is going to react that way, that you shouldn't say that, you need to communicate, you don't need to keep the stuff to yourself. That so many things that is I think is so important out there. There's so many divorces right now going on, and those people love each other. Like if you got together with somebody, it's because you was really in love with that person when you met her or met him. So it could be that is there communication in there. It could be that you are not respecting each other, that you went to other, you cross some lines. But if there's really a love, if there's a real love in there, you can attract. That's why it's so important, because nobody's teaching you or nobody teach you how you're supposed to do that in life. So I think that's why it's so important. I think I would love to hear that soulmate training.
Oh man, I'm all fired up about it because I'm going and I'm thinking, we had Audrey on here. She just posted. This is one of my high school friends I grew up with. Wow, so good to see these people coming in. But she said you should do it, especially during these trying times. And with this pandemic and COVID, it's putting people together. And they say that the divorce rate is skyrocketing. So I'm thinking already in the USA, 7 out of 10 marriages fail. So 70% of the time, marriages fail. And what I'm telling you guys, you're going to love this because I'm a certified life coach, a certified confidence life coach, and now an NLP practitioner. And from all of these years that I've been teaching and training people, and now adding the certifications on it, having the structure of it, it's bringing so much more out of me. And I'm going, man, this is like an emergency. It's like the sirens are going off for relationships, Lina. I mean, because while most people that are married are struggling and going through strife, our relationship during a pandemic, during one of the deepest, crazy challenges of our lives, we've got closer. What do you think about that, Lynn?
Well, I think that I think it's true. Right now, it's not only the pandemic, is the economy, the finances in home for a lot of people in the world, because once companies get shut down because the virus, someone's cannot go work, and then you are in the house with your kids, so you have to learn how to homeschool. Then you have your husband around you 24 hours. Then you having to be in the house. You cannot bring nobody from outside because the virus. So there's so many things that have happened this year that are changing where you used to. And I think one of the best things of when you have a challenge is not being able, just being able to accomplish something out of that. And that's why it's so important how you feel with yourself, how you feel about your partner, that person that you say you love. Like if you spend 24 hours with that person, did you still loving it the same? Like, when that person just leave all the cups outside and, help cleaning, you get to a point that you're like, okay, we're 24 hours here. There's a virus. We cannot go outside. And, I'm pretty sure there's conversations going out there. And I think it's just that part of the communication, that part of the understanding, and have your mind in the right place to be able to attract what you want, to be able to have the right conversations, and be able to talk to that person that you love the way that you will love.
Y'all got it. I really feel that everybody watching this should share this with other people that are in relationships. Because when I'm being inspired, I'm going to be raw with y'all. I'm going to go to the next level because the conversations that you and I have together and we have with couples. And all these couples that we get a chance to talk to, they're like, oh my gosh, this is revolutionary. This is unbelievable because of how raw we are. I mean, I think people need to know, especially being that there's all this time together, because they say, the more time you spend together, that's what develops the relationship. But then also other people say, well, we spend so much time together, we're getting on each other's nerves. Well, why are you getting on each other's nerves? It's because you're not communicating the right way. And Lena and I have even been there, even as soulmates. We've had some crazy times to where we're going, huh? Like, I know you're my soulmate. Truly, I mean, we've said this, right? We know we're soulmates, but how come like we're at each other's throats?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's important for people to understand. And then, especially if you bring babies into this equation, for all of you out there that are in relationships, where do most people's relationships begin to break down? Couple things: financial trouble and kids. You want to talk about anything about that later? Because I got something I got to say about this, but I want to hear from you on this right now.
Well, yeah, that's a tough part, and I think that's when the understanding comes. Like if you really love somebody, you just need to understand the person. And like when us as a women, we get pregnant, our hormones goes all over the place. We don't even understand each other ourselves. So you don't even know what you said. You don't even know what you don't know what you're getting mad. You don't know none of the things. But if you have a husband or a partner that is understanding that, then things can get, better. And if your husband is under a lot of stress and you are able to communicate perfect with that person, then as a woman you're going to be able to be a support for that man, and then the communication and the relationship, everything is going to be better. So I think, yes, I think it's very important, because when you put pregnancy in a relationship, then you put a baby with hormones all over the place, and then you also get it. When women, we got out of the pregnancy, so we felt we are kind of like in another body. We're missing having our baby inside, but we love to have the baby out there. And then our hormones, and we're looking at the mirror, and we don't know how our body's gonna end up after carrying this baby. So many things. And then when you're talking about the finances, I think that's another topic that it put a lot of relationship into a tough spot.
You know what's crazy? So Lina's telling y'all getting some raw on this spur of the moment live. Imagine if Lina and I sat down and really say, all right, we're going to go in here and let's get focused on what y'all, I'm telling you, I almost feel like we're obligated to like help people, because I'm seeing we've helped too many people not in social media, where it's not spread around. But I'm sitting there going, all right, as Lina's talking about this, she's talking from the woman's perspective. And man, there's so much empowerment that women need and understanding. And at the same time, fellas, while she's pregnant, while she's going through these hormones and everything, there's this thing called testosterone flowing through the fellas. And the fellas, they still got their same body and they still got their same hormones. And she's going through all of this. And I'm saying we can do a whole training just on what happens to a relationship when you get pregnant. So all of a sudden, when she gets pregnant, which means we got pregnant, now what happens? What happens with your sex life? Oh, that's going to be a big one. Lena, can you imagine when we go into trenches? I said it. Watch Lena even say it. Come on, Lena, let's say it together. What happens with your sex life? Say it to him.
What happened with your sex life?
Yeah, what happens with your sex life when that goes on? Do you know how many people end up getting divorced right in that spot right there? The woman's pregnant, the man still got testosterone on 100, and then the woman goes down, and then all of a sudden there's a time for most women it goes up, but then she don't look like she looked, fellas. When all of a sudden, I mean, it's crazy the things that can happen and go on. So if y'all want, we'll pour some of this information out. And I'm telling y'all, this next book coming out is going to be crazy, but a special blessing. A special blessing. Instead of people having to pay for this training on December the 12th, 2020, that's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to give you Confidence Base Camp, which is all the tools you need to have confidence going into 2021 and being unshakable. So you got to have foundational confidence. Then I'll do a bonus on finding your soulmate, developing your soulmate, whatever side of the game you're in. I'm going to hit it. And I don't think anybody's ever going to be the same from relationships when I hit this one. This is going to be crazy. I've never, ever done it. And I've trained literally tens of thousands and thousands of people. I've never done this, but I think it's time for me just to pour out my heart, give everything I got on this earth, and hopefully it can impact some other people. But if you just go buy the book, and if anybody has the Amazon link, I know there's several of you on here, but maybe if you could somebody could drop the Amazon link to the book. You go over, you grab the book, $19.95. You get the book, and we encourage you, please leave a review of the impact the book's had on you, because it really helps. And all you do is go over to jnolandcoaching.net/events. Somebody can drop that in the comments. jnolandcoaching.net/events. If you just go over there, put your information in and your order number, your Amazon order number for the book, you've got free entrance into the training. I want to bless as many people as possible to give them powerhouse information. And so, babe, it's been a great live with you. Is there any parting things you want to share with everybody? We done touched on everything now. Here we go.
I just think it's it's just people just need to be taught how to live. Nobody teaches that. We go to the school and they teach us how to read, how to do numbers. They talk about philosophy. They talk about history, science. But there's things in life that you need in order to survive in this life. And the most important part to survive is being able to have relationships not only with your if you're looking for a husband or a wife, but you need to have a relationship with your parents. You need to have a good relationship with your friends, with your kids. Like, how are you even raising your kids? Are your kids being raised confident? Like, you need to be confident in yourself and have that trust in yourself in order to have a relationship with somebody else. So if you want to have that, I encourage you to grab your book right now, because even though I knew these quotes, like I'm being with this man for 8 years, 24 hours every day, and I see what he posts. He comes with his quotes and he tell me those quotes first to me, and then he goes and posts them. Even to me, that I know that he's been talking next to me all the time, but when I go through one of each of those quotes, reading them one after the other one is just pouring so much, not only powerful words in me, but helping me to change those thoughts, helping me to put that energy on myself and getting that courage. As a woman, sometimes we need that. Sometimes we feel we're alone. Sometimes we feel we need somebody to tell us what to do. Sometimes you feel like nobody understands you. And but if you understand yourself, if you're confident with yourself, nobody else outside, no, nothing else outside matters, because you will attract whatever you want. And I think that's why it's so important. So grab your book, start reading it. I know you're going to see. You actually can go on Amazon, and it give you an option where you can look inside, and you're able to read the 32 first pages of the book. So you will see just with those 32 pages how much you can change your life. Imagine if you do the 365 quotes. So go grab it.
You know, I'm gonna leave y'all with something major that's gonna help you as far as relationships. You know, the meaning of communication is the response you get. Okay, so the bottom line of your communication is the response you get. What that sentence means is you have to take 100% accountability for your communication. So if you're not getting the response back that you want, it's your responsibility. And when Lina and I really begin to grab that, and so if I say something to her and then I see that weird look on her face, or I can feel that weird energy, that's mine. Because most of us say, why you look at me like that? Why are you giving me attitude? That's what relationships do, right? So I sold myself on the fact that the communication response that I get back is 100% my responsibility. Then I sat down and I shared that this is my philosophy. How do you feel about this, Lina? That I'm going to take this responsibility, that the communication response you give me back is 100% my responsibility. And when I first said that to her, you remember how you looked at me like, because by me taking responsibility, what did that challenge you to do, Lina?
To reply to you different. So I think it's just when you realize, like, I think it's that core feeling when you reply to somebody, or when somebody talk to you in a different way. But when you start thinking the way you're talking to people, you realize you are not proper in communicating. So sometimes, because the stuff that you're holding back, those communications that you haven't done before, like sometimes you don't want to make a big deal because he left that cup there at the table, or because something happened, but you just don't want to get into nothing. You just let it go, but you're building, oh, you just putting all that is a drop, a drop, a drop, and then you start like snapping at that person, and you love them, you love that person, but is that part that I think once you grab that and you're humble and you decide to leave that ego out of here, because if you love the person, you want to fix it, you want to be the better you for that person.
Yes.
You don't want nobody to change you. You want to be you, but you can be better. You can be a better person for yourself, for those around you. So you understand, if you know what I'm talking about, when sometimes you get snappy and you talk, and is that ego, is those feelings that you have holding back. So if you have a great communication, if you're in peace with yourself, if you know you're doing the right things, once you start feeling that confidence, then you're happy. If you're happy and you're doing what you want to do and what you really want to do, and what those and you're waking up every day for those dreams, then you're happy. You will not have those holding back things, because you will be just trying to accomplish dreams. And just what better thing to accomplish their dreams, holding the hand of that person that you love.
Wow. That you started with or that you
Yeah.
find. I mean, y'all think about this. So when I took responsibility for the responses I was getting from Lina, I watched her start taking responsibility for the responses that I'm giving her.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like completely opposite from what you would normally think? And when I was, and if I didn't get the response back from where I wanted, then I changed the way I was communicating so that she would respond back to me the way I wanted to feel. And then I watched her wanting to do the same thing. And then I watched our relationship and our bond getting stronger and stronger. And you can then work out anything. There's nothing you can't work out once two people are operating like that. The final thing I would like to leave y'all with, Lina and I have been talking about this, and she's really inspired me on this. And I did a video, and I'm gonna release this video about the power of a woman from a man's perspective. And because there's a lot of the breakdown right there, that women have been trampled down. I'm just going to be raw, fellas. Y'all got to bear with me, because, this is true. Women have been pushed down for so long that all of a sudden this aggressiveness of women came up. And then instead of it being harmonious, it created more conflict. Well, what about if we get some real men? What if some real men stand up? Where are the real men up to say, you know what? We want to empower women. We want to empower. And if women see that communication of I want to empower you, I believe that women will respond back so incredible. So Lina, the final point about, you talked about, let's create a women empowerment movement inside of everything that we're talking about here.
Yes, I think as women, we see a lot of things out there, but there's a little that is just to, direct to us as a woman. And, you know, we are amazing. We can build a body inside of ourselves. So that's the powerful that we have. But I think a lot of this comes with understanding where we at. Like, you cannot go to the position, or I felt, this is my opinion, that you just no go to the position like, I'm a man. No, I'm a woman. Like, you can be anything you want. You can be a mother, but at the same time you can be an entrepreneur. At the same time you can be a great wife. But all this needs to get balanced, but nobody teaches that. People say, well, you're powerful, just go and do it. But I'm telling you, you can do it. Don't forget the other stuff that aren't done, because as a woman, we have all this pillars inside of ourselves. And also all these goals. I went to the university and I studied business administration and managing my dad's company, and I was doing great. I was happy, and then I fell in love, and then you left that. So of course there come those thoughts like, well, I left that career, for love. But then I learned how to use those same knowledge that I have in my career to apply it to build something with my husband. And at the same time, I can keep helping my dad. And then I became a mom. So it's pretty much like you let everything. But when I just became just a mom, I left behind like my husband, the business. So, it's like you have to balance everything. And in order to be able to balance all those parts of your life, you have to be balanced inside. You need to be confident in yourself. You need to be able to know how you express yourself. And yes, the hormones are crazy, but you can also control them. You can attract whatever you want. So you can attract that when you, because if you're thinking, well, when I'm in my days, I'm this way, and you're gonna have to take it. Well, that's what's going to happen. You're not putting the right thoughts in something that it can change. So I think it's very powerful that men can talk for women, but also that women can speak for themselves and they empower other women. Because women out there, we can create a lot of beautiful things, but we also need to be able to balance our lives. That we are able to be an entrepreneur, but we also at the same time be able to take care of our family.
It's beautiful. Great words. Hey, listen, if y'all could do us a favor, if this has helped anybody, if y'all give us some feedback, to wrap this up, if y'all could all drop a final comment, and just let us know if this helped you, please do so. And we would, because we'll go through and look at all the comments and do our best to respond. And we just love you. We hope that this did bless everybody. We hope that this empowered people in some way. And again, go over, grab the book, go ahead and get your free training. And we're going to see where this goes. I mean, I'm excited. Thank you to my beautiful wife. I love you. Thank you for joining me. First time ever on a Facebook Live. Hey, y'all. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank
All right.
you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.